I just wanted to say something, which was that I was also the stepdaughter of Denise, and although we grew up with her as a friend, then she became my stepmother, and that is what I have had. I just wanted to say that. So you would see what knowing Denise for 55 years meant.
Hello, my name is Denise. 18 years ago when I had cancer, Denise was going to come over. That's a week I will never forget because Denise had challenged me with I never thought I would do in my life. She picked up the golden snake. So I'm thinking, oh no, I have to touch the snake. I decided to do it. If it was a guy, I can say, no, no thank you. So that was a challenge to touch the snake. But that was she loves nature. And I'll never forget that. And then the next day she said, do you know how to swim? And I said, no. She said, you're going to go to the rowboat. Oh, okay. And so I brought the life jacket, and I was carrying that. Denise was carrying the paddle. So I'm thinking, me terrified of water, I'll be okay because Denise knows how to swim, and she'll be in the rowboat. So we walked 1 mile, got into the rowboat. Well, you're coming in, aren't you? She said, no. I can't back out, so here I am, rowing. And so Denise has a good sense of humor. And I'm rowing, and I'm going, what's so funny? And she goes, the seal is behind you. Oh, so I turn. I don't see any seal, and she's laughing. As soon as my head is towards Denise, the seal will pop his head above me. Every time I turn, and this is going on for a few times, and I'll never forget Denise laughing. Watching this whole thing with the seal playing a game with me. I never got to see the seal. Now I'll be in the dragon boat team, but because of Denise kind of got over that fear of water, that was something I'll never do alone. So she believes you can do it when you think you can do it.
how I met Denise and David was through Wiluya, of course. And I'm so thankful for what Denise and David did for Wiluya before I came on the scene. I know that she and the family were very important in your life, Wiluya, and I'm always thankful for that. And then I was very happy to become one of the Kendall's adopted strays. Became a package after that. Thereafter, and I always appreciated Denise's company and her intellect and her analysis of things. That's what's sort of coming to my mind. And I know that behind every man there is a great woman, and she certainly was behind her. What was that? Her cautious husband. Anyway, God bless Denise and all the family.
Two or three times. Denise is in it.
Yes.
There's a clip of her walking down the beach.
Oh yeah, I've seen
So I
that.
just want to let you know to look at the Sombrillo Beach.
Yeah. Denise, they're hiking through Sombrillo Beach.
I'm Simon Kendall. I'm David's son, and he gave me permission to wear this cardigan that Denise knit for him. And it's a special occasion, so I don't wear it often, but this is, here's the exhibit of her knitting. As my sister Sarah has said, my first memory of Canada is Denise. Oddly enough, I don't remember the dinner. I remember her sitting on our massive trunks outside our army hut when we got off the boat from England. And because I was the youngest kid, I'd never seen my mother pregnant, so I assumed that Denise was short and really fat. But in fact, she was pregnant with Kevin, more than about a month later. But we had a great childhood with the Bowers growing up, and shenanigans on Lilibet. I had a unrequited crush on Vivian, and the Bowers had so much fun. Fritz was an eternal kid, and he always had toys, and he'd throw us on the roof of the station wagon, I kid you not, 6 kids up on the roof of this 49 Plymouth and bomb around to the beach. And we had a great time. They'd been in America, so they really impressed us because they had access to certain American specialties. Hershey's chocolate syrup. We'd never seen such things. There's Hershey's chocolate, just pig out of it, dry farm, a great time. And as Vivian mentioned, Denise, I was spellbound because she was a chain smoker, and she had this Vogue machine that she rolled her cigarettes with. And it had a little hammock, and she put in a giant paper and tobacco. And then if you stuck around, she'd let you help, so you could actually take the thing and shove it along, and then she'd get the razor blade and cut out her cigarettes. Fascinating stuff. As a teenager, my mother Nancy was, when I was a teenager, my mother Nancy was in a wheelchair as a result of a car accident. And we had moved to a house 2 blocks from the Bowers. And what I remember at that time is that Denise would trek up the hill to my mom's place, and they would have coffee, several times a week, and commiserate about their hopeless husbands. Well, we'll never know the nature of those commiserations, but suffice to say, we were all pretty shocked when, and I don't even know who told whom what, but when my father told my mother that he was actually leaving her and going to marry Denise, it was a bit of a bomb. It was a real shake-up. I like to think that the way things played out, Denise traded the hopelessly practical husband for the hopelessly impractical husband. It was, Denise and I always had a really testy relationship. I think that she found my father incredibly frustrating, and not that difficult. Just make sure that once a week at least, you go and do something one-on-one with each child. It doesn't have to be a special deal. You just have to go to the store with them and do it one-on-one, and they'll appreciate it. Great, simple, practical advice that really rang true, and I hope I was able to follow in some measure. I would also really like to acknowledge the fact that when my father deteriorated with Alzheimer's and he'd been sent to the bad boys geriatric ward at the Jubilee because he got really stroppy with one of the nurses at Sunset Lodge, I think he told them that his parents were downstairs. He told the nursing staff, very good, gotta go downstairs. My parents did it. Well, he was pushing 80 at the time. He's been dead for generations, but they kind of brushed him off, and he went into the nursing station and grabbed this Filipino nurse, and well, that was it for him. He got sent to Jubilee. And so he was there. He was not doing well. My sister had a cerebral aneurysm and a stroke, and she was in intensive care at the Victoria General. And Denise was incredibly generous and welcoming. All misgivings or tension was gone. She just opened her house and she said, come here, come go whenever you like. We had a several-week vigil, which Sarah happily survived, and Denise just said, here's the house, do what you want, and I will never forget her generosity with that, because she welcomed us and brought us in, and it was a wonderful thing. And you can tell my sister